Americans love a big pickup truck more than almost anything else on four wheels. The full-size truck is the best-selling category in the entire country, the default choice for work crews, weekend warriors, and folks who just like sitting up high and hauling whatever life throws at them. And here's the good news up front. As a group, big trucks actually hold their value better than just about any other kind of vehicle on the road. But that is exactly what makes the exceptions so brutal. Because when a full-size pickup does depreciate, it tends to fall off a cliff while everyone assumes trucks are supposed to be safe money. To separate the value kings from the value disasters, the used car research firm IC Cars dug into the transaction data on millions of vehicles and tracked how much of the original sticker price each truck actually kept after 5 years. The results split the segment right down the middle. The gas-powered legends mostly held firm, but a specific group of heavy hitters, luxury trims, discontinued models, and brand new electric trucks got absolutely hammered. So grab your work gloves, because these are 9 big pickup trucks that depreciate like a stock market crash. And by the end, you will see exactly which ones burn the first owner and hand the second owner the deal of a lifetime. This thing is an engineering flex, a 6-figure electric behemoth with more than 600 horsepower and enough presence to stop traffic. Unfortunately, all of that ambition comes crashing down the second it hits the used market. According to IC Cars, the Hummer EV pickup loses a staggering 68% of its value over 5 years. Let that sink in. On a truck that's stickered well past $100,000, that is tens of thousands of dollars vaporizing into the desert air. The people who camped out to buy one new took one of the hardest financial hits of any vehicle you can name. Big luxury electric trucks check every depreciation-heavy box at once. An enormous original price, rapidly aging battery technology, and a tiny pool of used buyers who can actually afford them. When only a handful of people are shopping for a $100,000 electric truck, the seller has almost no leverage, and the price collapses to meet the buyer. But for a bargain hunter with nerves of steel, a used Hummer EV is one of the most jaw-dropping dollars per pound deals in the entire market. From the flashiest electric truck straight to the most familiar one, because the next name on the list wears the most trusted badge in the business. Finally made America comfortable with the idea. It is quick, it is genuinely capable, and it can power your house in a blackout. And yet IC Cars data shows the Lightning retaining under 48% of its value after 5 years, meaning more than half of that money is simply gone. Long-range, high-trim examples can shed $35,000 or more from their original sticker. Part of the pain traces back to Ford slashing new prices and stacking incentives, which dragged every used example down with it. And part of it is Ford publicly pivoting away from this exact platform toward hybrids. The original owner ate all of that depreciation in a single gulp. The used buyer, meanwhile, gets a cutting-edge electric truck, one that can genuinely run a job site or power a home, for the price of a plain gas half-ton. It is one of the most lopsided deals in the truck world right now, entirely at the first owner's expense. If the Lightning stung, its crosstown rival tells a nearly identical story, with even less history to soften the blow. Boasting the longest range of almost any electric truck you can buy, and the kind of towing numbers that make it a legitimate work vehicle. But early adopters are learning the same hard lesson everyone in this electric class is learning. These trucks tend to lose around half of their value in just a couple of years on the road, according to market analysis, because rapid improvements in range and charging make every early build feel dated almost overnight. It is a fantastic truck saddled with terrible timing for the first owner, which is precisely why patient used shoppers are circling it like hawks, waiting to scoop up an enormous amount of capability for a fraction of the original cost. The technology that makes it feel dated to a nervous new truck buyer is the exact same technology that makes it feel like a bargain to a confident used one. Now let's step off the electric merry-go-round and into a gas truck that has been quietly bleeding value for years. On paper, the Titan gives you a big, torquey V8 and plenty of towing muscle for the money. Unfortunately, it never carried the badge loyalty of its rivals, and the used market punishes anonymity without mercy. IC Cars data has the Titan losing roughly 48% of its value over 5 years, which works out to somewhere north of $22,000 gone. The even heavier Titan XD takes an arguably worse beating in raw dollars, with 5-year losses climbing past the $25,000 mark on a truck that started around $53,000. And here's the twist that seals its fate. Nissan discontinued the Titan after the 2024 model year, and discontinued trucks lose buyer confidence and resale value even faster once the writing is on the wall. Rough news if you own one. Great news if you want a capable V8 truck for economy car money. Speaking of trucks that time forgot, the next entry is a machine the manufacturer deliberately kept alive as a bargain option, and it paid the price for it. Older design alternative to the newer 1500, and that discount pricing came home to roost on the resale sheet. IC Cars figures pegged the classic at around a 48% loss over 5 years, roughly $18,000 evaporating from a truck that was never expensive to begin with. Its dated interior tech and old generation design simply cannot compete against the latest crop of full-size trucks on the used lot, so buyers demand a steep discount before they will even consider one. For a fleet manager or a bargain shopper who only cares about hauling capacity per dollar, though, the Ram Classic is a genuine steal. Here is where the list gets genuinely surprising, because the next truck is the single best-selling vehicle in America. A truck so dominant that Ford sells them by the hundreds of thousands every year. And that runaway success is exactly what drags its resale value down. IC Cars data has pinned the F-150 among the highest depreciating trucks in its class, shedding somewhere in the mid-40% of its value over 5 years. The reason is almost poetic. There are simply so many F-150s flooding the used market at any given moment that supply overwhelms demand, and prices soften as a result. It is still a phenomenal truck, but if you buy one new and sell it a few years later, that ocean of competing listings works directly against your wallet. Buy one used, of course, and that exact same glut becomes your best negotiating tool. The pattern holds even inside General Motors' own lineup. Mechanically, the Sierra is a close cousin of the Chevy Silverado, but GMC positions it as the premium professional-grade option and sells its loaded Denali trims at some of the highest transaction prices in the entire segment. And that is exactly the problem, because luxury pricing rarely survives contact with the used market. IC Cars data shows the Sierra actually depreciating a little faster than its Chevrolet twin, precisely because those big-ticket Denali stickers have so much further to fall. The buyer who financed a fully loaded Sierra new absorbs that premium tax personally, while the used shopper gets that same upscale cabin and capability for thousands less than the badge originally commanded. Which brings us finally to a truck that flips this entire premise on its head, and it is a fitting way to close. Actually holds the title of the worst retaining mainstream truck in the latest IC Cars study, losing right around 40% of its value over 5 years, the steepest drop of any conventional new pickup they measured. On any other list, that would be a catastrophe. But here is the incredible part that tells you everything about this segment. Even as the worst mainstream offender, the Silverado still loses less of its value than the average new car across all categories. Read that again, because it is the whole point. The very worst gas full-size truck on this list is still a smarter financial bet than the typical sedan or crossover sitting next to it in the parking lot. So there they are, 9 big pickup trucks that depreciate like a stock market crash. From the GMC Hummer EV in genuine free fall, to the Chevy Silverado sliding just enough to lead the mainstream pack. Notice the thread running through every single one of them. It is almost always the massive electric price tag, the discontinued nameplate, or the loaded luxury trim that digs the deepest hole, while the plain, popular gas-powered work trucks quietly hold on to far more of their money than almost anything else on the road. If you are buying new and plan to trade in after a few years, that pattern is a genuine warning worth heeding before you sign. But if you are shopping the used market, flip the whole thing upside down, because every ugly number on this list is somebody else's loss becoming your incredible deal. If this breakdown saved you from an expensive mistake, or just handed you a short list of ridiculously good used trucks to go hunting for, do me a quick favor and smash that like button so more buyers get warned before they sign the paperwork. Subscribe and turn on notifications if you want the next one, where we flip the script entirely and dig into the trucks that barely lose a dime and practically pay you to own them. And drop a comment below with the truck you were about to buy, because there is a very good chance the numbers have a surprise waiting for you. I'll see you in the next one.